Okay, this video is going to show the process of creating a quiz, and we've already uploaded our pictures, so all of our pictures are already uploaded into our files where our students can't find that. If you go into this presentation, you can find the video from last class. So what I want to do to find my quizzes, I'm going to find the quizzes link on the left side, and I will click on that. I have this eyeball because I have not made any quizzes yet, and that makes it not visible to the students. So after this, that should go away. Now I open up my course quizzes, and I don't have any quizzes because I haven't made any yet. If I did, they'd be listed here, and they'd show if they're published or not published. There's also categories of quizzes that you can make, and those will show up here. There's two ways to make quizzes. One is just to create a quiz, and then you can create questions in that quiz, and the questions just stay living in that quiz. A pretty nice way of organizing quiz questions is by making a question bank. It's a little more detailed, but I feel that it helps me create review quizzes and warm-ups by organizing things by learning objectives. So I'm going to show this first, and then I'll show you how to make a quiz question, and then we'll show you how to import a quiz question into a quiz from a question bank. So you click on the dots and choose Manage Question Banks. Once here, we don't have any question banks. If you do create quiz questions in the quiz, it will add a question bank of unfiled questions, and then you can go back and organize them later. And that could be a separate lesson for another day. But here we're going to click Add Question Bank, and the image that I uploaded it was an error code from a CNC wood router. So let's just title this Common Error Code. And what I like to do is organize these by learning objectives. So if I was creating a warm-up, I would have all those. I'm glad that happened. Sometimes it just goes away. So we have to make sure that we press enter and not just click off the screen. Now we have our question bank. And when I open this up, here's where our questions will show up. There's some things up here. If I'd like to move questions, I can click on that, delete it. Outcomes, this is for another lesson, but this is a very helpful tool if you're if you're an advanced Canvas user. Edit bank details, all that's going to do is let you change your name. And if we had a bunch of questions here, I can click Show Question Details, and that will show me the answers of my quizzes. So now I'm going to click Add a Question. And I like to try and organize these. So I might call this CEC for Common Error Codes -1 dash, I don't know, let's say this is my third learning objective or something, however you want to organize this. But I like to come up with ways of organizing this. So later on when I add the questions, I know what I'm looking for, but I also don't want to give away the question because I've had students get into the source code of this and then they can find the answers. You can change the point value later, but there's also a way you can change the points here. There's tons of stuff, formatting stuff here. You can add links, you can embed images, and that's how we would put an image in from our files. You can put YouTube videos in. There's lots of math equations is pretty cool. You can put in actual math equations, and the students can put in math equations for their answers. So if we click on this drop-down arrow, there is a ton of different styles of questions we can ask. One of the things that I really like about this is it shows you, it's very intuitive. Like it shows you what to do. It gives you some instructions here. Like this one's very easy. You type the question in, and you select the correct answer is true or false. While I'm down here, another thing, this is kind of cool. You can send messages to the students that if they got it incorrect, here's a comment, and I put like links to YouTube videos in this, etc., and that will just help, um, keep them on the right track. It just depends if I'm doing a formative or summative assessment and what we're doing there. False, if they got it right, you could give them a comment. There's lots of different things that you can do with this. Um, there's fill in the blank, and you can type in a question and have the students fill in a blank, and you can have them answer the question, and Canvas will try its best to grade it. You can add as many formats of that question you think that they might type in. Um, it's I've had it work before, but it can be kind of challenging sometimes. Fill in multiple blanks, and this is pretty cool because you can go here, and if we say blank 1 and then blank 2, when you go down here, you can choose which blank is getting which answer. That's kind of a cool feature there. Um, Multiple answers, multiple drop downs. This is the same way. You use the brackets and you can have multiple drop downs. And then for each drop down, it'll have a set of answers. Um, there's matching. You have left side, right side, match it, and then you can put distractors in down below that'll show up as options in the matching. Um, Numerical answers. You can have exact answers, range, and precision. This is a whole nother lesson in itself, but it's great for creating math questions or anything where they're, have to input a numerical value. Um, Formula question, you can have them actually answer with the formula. So they can put in math equations. Essay question, and if you do an essay question, they'll just be given a box. They can type it in and send it in, then you get a prompt to grade it. File upload question, I use this one a lot. Um, if they have, if they're creating something on a computer, I can have them upload their final product to this, and it just gives them a screen that lets them browse their computer and upload a file. And then text, this is just if you want them to get a message from you, but there will be no question. Um, and it could be like if you were changing subject, you could put like a video up and say, watch this video for the next set of questions. So that can help. Let's just do a multiple choice. We'll keep it easy. Okay, so um, please choose the best answer for the error that this message question mark. And then we'll go embed our image. So here's how we grab our images. You can put a URL, but I don't like this because students have gotten into my source code before and found pictures and then they find the answer. If you have a Flickr account, you can use that. I have found the most secure way is to use Canvas and then to go to My Files. Course files, the students see that. So if I'm using something that I don't want the students to see, I'll do My Files. And then there's our sample quiz picture that we opened, and here's our image. Canvas added this where you can upload images. So you could upload straight into that file, which is kind of nice. I still like to do them just all at the same time. It's just my workflow, but everyone's different, so you can try what you want. Now I click update. My picture comes up here, and I can change the size of it or do whatever I need to do that I think the students will appreciate. Um, so then I can go down here and add an answer, and I'm going to have a few answers because this is a multiple choice. So you could say contact points are not grounded. Um, Emergency stop has been triggered. Door is not shut. So, whatever the answer this is, you click on the arrow that is the correct answer, and then you can click update question. Okay, now that we've created our question, and this would be the same way you would create a question anywhere, we can go back to quizzes. So I'm going to go back to my quiz library. I still have no quiz, but I can click make new quiz, and we will call this, let's call this air codes warm up. Maybe just to be like a little review questionnaire to start class. Say this will review content from last class. Now if I go down here, I can change this to a practice quiz, a graded quiz, an ungraded survey. There's a bunch of assignment groups. If I wanted to go to my grade book, I can click this, shuffle answer. Some of these, when you click on them, they pop up with more answers. So allow multiple attempts. You want the highest, the latest, the average. Allowed attempts. You can give them a number of attempts. You can hide the answers, show the answers, only give their answers after their last attempt, or you can just not have them see anything. You can time when this stuff happens. Have them show one question at a time so they have to go back and forth. Um, that's nice sometimes. You can require an access code, and it's easy. You just have them type in an access code. And then this is a more advanced setting, but you can only let certain computers get onto it. And then you can set a due date. So, it'll only show up if you only want to give it to some students. You can do that in here if you'd like to individually assign a quiz to a student. When you're all finished, you can click Save and Publish. That's down there. Make sure you publish it if your students want to see it. Now let's add our question that we made. So we're going to go to questions. If I wanted to create a question, I could do here. And then it would be the same thing that we did with the question banks. Or I can click on Find Questions. And then this has all these question banks that I've created. But let's go to the C because we have common error codes. And here's our question that we created. And I could put it into a group if I want, or I can just add the question. And there's my question. If I do show question details, it gives me the correct answer. It shows the answer. Something going on with that, but we'll go back in and fix that later. And then I click Save and Publish. And it should save it. Okay, now when I'm back in my quiz menu, I've got error code warm up. And if I click on this, it opens. And I can click preview. And this is what the students are going to see when they take the quiz. So they'll have the question, they can read it, choose their answer, click submit, and then we'll have some extra things up here when the kids take it. And if I go to speed grader, I can see how the student did. And it should show me right here. It would show their score and what questions they missed. Okay, this is a pretty long video, but I think it shows almost how to make a quiz. A lot of this is just getting in and trying it. Please see me if you have any questions. I'd be happy to walk you through some of this.